Hey, you want to say something? No, we're not gonna say nothing. Your first podcast. You want to say anything? Oh, there you go. And we've begun. That's it.
Yes.
And that's the podcast. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. That was it.
Really
Starts and ends.
We have to go.
That's
Aura is ready.
She said it.
She said it's time.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? I'm Energy.
I'm Chi.
I'm Rochelle.
And this is Therapy, Not Therapy. A podcast about our thoughts, our dreams,
And everything in between.
Dealing with our feelings and spiritualities.
So come meet us at the table every week where we unpack all of the things. So can we talk about it? So yeah, we got a new guest. We got a guest in the studio today.
Special guest.
Extra
Special.
special guest in the studio.
She came out of my body and into this podcast. Everyone, this is Aura.
Yeah, we need all that.
More fire.
Yes.
Why she smiling though?
She's here for it. She's here for it.
Yes.
She'll be for it. Don't rush my baby's
I'm
growth.
sorry. My bad.
Don't do that. I'm not ready.
She about to be 14. We already talked about
She's
it.
gonna be 14 next year, y'all.
I'm upset.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, mommy. And she's fighting sleep. So if you hear a couple of don't mind it. Just being a mom, and she might doze off in the middle of the podcast.
And it's fine.
And it's fine.
This is just what we do.
It's just what we do.
She's
y'all.
been part of Therapy Not Therapy since the beginning.
Oh,
Yes.
my
That's what y'all don't know. She's been here. Y'all late.
In the
She's been here since it started. I was
my
home.
God.
This is the first season. Yeah. It is the first season in which I was not pregnant, I think, right? Like the whole
Season
season.
3,
Yeah.
yeah.
First 2 is all
fresh.
her
Just-
and me.
It's okay.
Me complaining about it in my bed.
It's
She
okay.
getting sleepy.
It's okay.
Yeah. So hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
Welcome.
Welcome. This is Therapy Not Therapy. I'm Energy.
I'm G
And I'm
Oh,
and Shell.
and Shell. And we're back. This is episode 6. We're here. We hope y'all
Don't
had
get
a good
distracted.
week. I'm not, listen, I can't even, the camera does not exist because Aura is here.
Okay.
Oh my
All
God.
attention.
Y'all, okay, I'm gonna try to stay focused. Yeah, Therapy Not Therapy. If you want to see her, you should tune into our YouTube channel. There you go. Search for us on YouTube. Search TNT Podcast. Follow us on the socials at TNTPODJAX. And you can email us at tntpodjacks@gmail.com. I'm just trying to get all that out of the way because I know I'm going to keep looking at her and I'm going to forget everything.
All the coups.
Oh my God, she's
My
so
baby.
cute. She is so
I'm
cute.
so happy to have her here.
Here.
I know. And usually I would give her to her dad and then come back. But with the storm,
Yeah.
it was like, we're just gonna do
we're
this
we're
and all
here.
in one.
We're if you're listening to us not in Duval, because we know we have a few listeners around the world because we are international.
Hello.
But we currently live in Duval County, Florida, and Elsa is bringing her ass. I don't know whose good idea it was to name this storm Elsa, but she's on her way. So we're trying our best to get in and get out so that we can be safe on the road because this storm is supposed to be coming tomorrow.
Yes.
Which is Wednesday in real time. So by the time this comes out, hopefully all that nonsense will have passed.
It's so funny because we were concerned about a photo shoot. Me and the guys have a photo shoot happening. We had one on Monday. Oh, okay. We had one Monday. You gotta do it. Look, communication. You gotta figure it out. Thank you though, because my hands are tied. So somebody had to help me.
It was just the reading off to the side.
Shout out to LP.
Shout out to LP.
The birthday
Shout
boy
out.
LP.
Yes.
They was holding it down. I couldn't do shit.
He's like, Mike, I was like, oh, my bad.
Yes, but yeah, so we had a photo shoot on Monday, and we were like, we should probably move it because of the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Now we moved it to tomorrow, And I don't know what's gonna happen. It's supposed to be in the evening, so maybe by the evening time
it's summertime in Florida, y'all. We don't know.
You can't predict it. I mean,
even for all you know is it's gonna rain. We just don't know when.
Yeah,
that's all we.
Let's call it. Shirley and then was talking about freestyle expressions this weekend, and we're like, we might have to prepare for a second date just in case,
a backup date,
which is hard because when other dates are already like preoccupied, it's like what do you do?
When you're facing hurricane season, it's like, okay, reschedule
I can't
it to
when
I
can't be mad.
the next hurricane.
Florida just be wanting to rain, just to rain. Like that's
just
what
to rain.
That's what she does.
We're in the part of the year where it just rains at 3:00 every day.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna rain.
And it probably rain for like 2 seconds.
And it'd be ignorant rain. Just like real sideways rain for 15 minutes and then it stops.
Right.
Like down the street rain.
Sun shower.
Yeah. Sunshine. Thank you.
I love me a good sun shower.
Yeah, I do too when I'm inside.
When you inside.
I got caught in the rain today on my bike. It wasn't cute.
No. I like it. I love it when it's raining and I'm outside, like in the pool.
If it's intentionally like me on purpose wanting to be outside, not when I'm caught
trying to get somewhere. But you know what I felt like? I felt like when I was like, I caught myself racing from the car to the, and I was like,
why?
Yeah, I was like, it's just water. Why we be like, like unless your hair is like done, which I get.
You know what? And that's perfect. It's perfectly in line with the conversation we're gonna have today. I had that moment.
When it's not yours.
Because when I got caught in the rain today, like I said, I was on my bike. I rode downtown. I was like, I need to run some errands. Let me just get my little cardio in, knock it out, everything together. And it was cute. And I knew the rain was going to come. So I was like, I'm sweaty. It doesn't matter. But I had that split moment where it started to rain and I was like, you know, you have that little tightness in your chest.
Oh yeah,
like,
you're trying to hide it.
How bad is this gonna be?
Bitch, where?
What hair?
Yes.
What hair?
It's just gonna curl some more.
It's that conditioning.
Yeah,
you know. Yep. And there's so much of that. When it comes to hair, especially with Black and brown women, it's so much more than what you see. It's so much more than what meets the eye. And you know, we're gonna talk about hair today.
I'm excited.
While Aura falls asleep. I'm not gonna be able to focus.
Is she falling asleep?
I see. This is why we were talking notes, because otherwise, what podcast?
It's all about Aura today.
We're babysitting.
We're babysitting, and
y'all watching
I'm so happy.
You're witnessing.
Listen, other people would be tripping like, "Oh my God, you're gonna bring your baby to the studio." I have been waiting. I'm like, "Is she coming? When is she coming?" Because the world needs to see her. Yeah.
She is tight asleep, y'all.
Do y'all have any church announcements? Let me say this. It's weird now because since we changed the production schedule, I have to think 2 weeks ahead.
Yeah.
Because we're recording
this now.
That's
what I'm trying to make sure I don't repeat myself.
Yeah. Whatever's happening this weekend will have passed by the time this comes out. Mm-hmm. So when this comes out, y'all, the only thing that I'll have that weekend is Beats, Brunch, and Bubbly, which is a blessing because this current weekend that will have been passed, I'm Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
And Saturday I have 2 gigs. I have 4 gigs this week. I don't know how it happened, but I'm excited about it.
Girl.
I am excited about it.
Nervous chuckle.
Well, if anything,
I wish we could do a caption, throw that and close up on your face. Just you're gonna do it.
If anything, pay attention to the stories.
Yes.
You know, because we did decide to move due to productions, we'll do our part or I'll do our, you know, because I did the stories.
Yes.
Shout
out to Shell for keeping the stories together. Okay, I learned everything that I know from her in these stories because that app got me together.
Make it look cute.
Listen, and I paid for it. I bought it. That's how much I'm dedicated.
Gonna expose myself.
It's okay though. It's okay though. You don't have to, but I'm just saying if you make the investment.
One of us had to.
But look, y'all get them a customer. You got a customer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So just follow on the stories because we did have to adjust, you know, because of life. But we will keep you guys interested, or you know, up to date if you guys are interested in all the things that we're doing. Because you know, at the end of the day, we are definitely community figures, and we're doing things and having baby things and just you know
all the things.
I was gonna say my stories is. This one trying to do, and it's funny because like I had a list to do yesterday,
girl.
In her, I got things done though. I was proud of myself, but it's just she's in the mix. She is in the mix. She does it all with me. I don't think I have announcements that I can think of that the world needs to know right now.
Mm-hmm. I will say I know the Inside Out. That's like this.
Yes. So Inside Out. what's great is Grace Bio, if y'all heard
Shout
of
out
her,
Grace.
she is a phenomenal Filipino artist, multimedia artist, but I think her main median is acrylics.
I think so.
I want to say that, but she definitely is just talented all the way around. And also shout out to Her Path Collection if you want to buy some of her stuff that she be selling. She be popping up with the fire. Okay,
and it's like energetic. Like all her pieces,
indigenous, real rooted.
She's very well intended. Like she's a well intended person. I love her to death. She's a sister.
Yes,
and she came to me about a poem that I wrote. Called 6,000 years, I think.
Was it
100,000 years? Yeah. I'm mad. I didn't remember that with mommy brain, but it's a poem that we performed at Filipino Pride Day, and it was me, her, Gigi Williams, who is a Filipino musician here, and Joanna, who is an amazing dancer, and we all teamed up and did a piece where I did my poem, she painted, Joanna danced, and Gigi played music. So she asked me to play that poem, if she could play that poem with her work at Inside Out.
Yes.
So if you hear my voice out there, it's on her, girl, my brain is fried. What is it? Her display or her
installation.
Exhibit. That's it. And on her installation, my music is playing.
Do we know how long it's gonna be?
I know the poem is like 3 or 4 minutes.
No, I mean like the length of her exhibit or exhibition. Is it gonna be like?
I don't know
because
from what I know it is.
From what I do know is that it's an art project. They're turning one of the buildings near Main Street or Springfield. They're turning it into like an art projection so that you can see people's visual work. Like even my piece, I believe I got submitted because I didn't pass the due date, but Grace was like, you should just go ahead and submit because Filipinos, we need to be seen and recognized. So I was like, okay, because Joanna's doing it too.
Yeah.
So I just know that it's a city project, and she definitely wanted to have, I forgot her name, but we'll post her as well.
Yeah,
but she just wanted to highlight.
I real impromptu brought this up, and I just forgot to write this.
We'll share it to the stories,
Absolutely.
And then if it's something that's going to be running for a while, let me know because I can put it in the notes, in the comments of the actual episode. So those of y'all that are connecting with us there, you can get that link. It'll be on YouTube too. We'll work it out.
It's like one of those things where it's just like, you knew you signed up for it and then
you forgot.
And then or it's like
that's right.
Or like you heard of it and then I heard of it. Like I've heard different people talking about it. So my work is a part of with Grace's, and I'm excited to share that with her. It was a really great piece, and it's from the heart. It's talking about our indigenous identity as Filipinos, and I'm really proud of it. So I'm happy that that's going to be out there in the universe. And then we do have July. First of all, July 23rd is somebody's birthday. It's somebody's birthday. It's somebody's birthday. Somebody's birthday. Somebody. Birthday. Kiki. Yes. It is yours.
It's she.
Yes.
35.
And the beautiful thing is that on the same day, we have a listening party for our new album.
For real?
Yeah.
It's a birthday.
So you can definitely come and celebrate there because it's gonna be.
What time is your listening party?
So we're not revealing those details yet.
Okay.
But if you tune into We Are Love Culture, we're gonna be dropping the dates and all of that stuff. But I just did an exclusive drop on the actual date because I wanted to share that. It's coming. The flyer should be, I believe it's done, but it should be coming out this week.
Okay.
So stay tuned and follow us on there. I know y'all gonna be in the building.
I might not be able to be there though because the vibe moved. It's the 2nd and 4th Fridays. I know. I know. But
I feel like that happens a lot between us three.
I know.
I would love it if we still running or if y'all whatever. I would love it because we really want to give Chris the VIP treatment for his beautiful. I'm not gonna give that away.
Oh,
but
I know.
Yeah,
I forgot.
If y'all end up coming, just know y'all are.
We're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah. Because it's gonna be a listening party.
You're in charge.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. Shut up. But yeah, so that's happening soon. So we're excited. So that's all of my announcements, honestly.
Nice. Anything, Shell?
I don't know. No, not this.
Not for next week.
I'm
actually proud of you.
No, because like I have like I'm teaching a whacking class, but that's for like art of dance studio, and really the only way it's open, but let me just say this: it's open, but you have to take other classes. So if you're interested to take whacking with me on the 13th and 14th, or is it 14th and 15th, you have to take, other classes. So it's not exactly like it's open, but you have to take like the camp.
We'll put it out there anyway.
Yeah, but as far as in like me, we just got done doing our first return show at River Arts Market, and it was amazing.
Huge success.
We had a lot of people share and message the platform in regards to like just the emotional response, the reciprocation of
emotion, connection.
Everyone brought
human
feels.
experience,
feelings,
connection, cancer season.
Okay,
everybody was in it. Cry.
Yes. Everybody's gonna cry.
No, listen. Shout out to Quiet Storm. He did a performance, and this guy came up to him and literally was like, "I have not cried in 3 months."
Wow.
And he teared up watching him perform.
Good.
So hearing that is just, like,
that's what it's about.
That's what it's about. Like stirring up, like, I don't know. There was a message where they watched QJ, shouted to QJ, because they was like, this man's performance was so amazing. She was like crying in the audience, and everyone else was just like in it. They were just in it. And I was just like, it's just, I don't know. I think out of all the shows I've done so far, this is the third one. Yes, baby. You gotta come perform too.
She said, I have a church announcement.
You got a church announcement?
I'm cute.
You, girl, we know you cute.
I just needed y'all hoes to know.
What's up, baby?
Don't know.
Okay. It was good. Overall, it was good. It was just so different. It's new. Oh.
Well, yeah. So let's say, you want to take a break, jump in, or are we unpacking?
Well, real quick, Beats Brunch and Bubbly will be happening Saturday. That's every Saturday, 12 to 4. No, we're good. Everything else that's going to happen will have happened already because that full last weekend. So I just wanted to say again, thank you to everybody that showed up to For the Record this past Saturday. It was so dope. I had such a good time.
Told you to do it.
Listen, y'all, I was in the group chat.
If y'all was to see the group chat,
I was so nervous.
You were yelling.
Like, I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
What am I doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. Somebody stop me. It was great though.
I just love how loud you yelled. Like it was like it came out of nowhere. Like
I was just like, oh my god.
Like what? It was great, and you did. I heard really good things. So.
It was a lot of fun. I look forward to that. Shout out to official 904 LRK. I can never remember the order of that. I think that was right. But shout out to Marcus Walker. Respect Mr. Walker. And again, things have happened yesterday in the future. So thank you to everybody that came out this weekend to be with me. I do want to say one thing. I'm starting a new event that's called Study Hall. Well, nope. Second Sunday Study Hall at Bold Bean Coffee Roasters in Riverside.
So cute. I'm here for that. And you can ride your bike there,
girl,
if you need to.
I could.
I mean, you got equipment, but you
know
ride
what I'm
by
saying? Chris can follow me in the car. It's fine.
Yeah. Let me have my moment.
Let me have my moment. I want to roll up. But it's gonna be second Sundays at Bold Bean Study Hall. It's gonna be chill hop, lo-fi, like all the things, just real down tempo vibes in the coffee shop from 11 to 4.
I know it's gonna be so great.
And this month is the first, so by the time you hear this, it happened yesterday and it was amazing. So you need to come out because it's lit and you don't want to miss it. Yes. But I have information on my page about that, so you can see all the stuff that I have coming up, because I told you, like, last week July is bananas, so it's crazy. Yeah. So if y'all are paying attention to my shit, then you should know what's going on. And you can follow me at IAMENERJI. Follow Rochelle at Seashell86. Follow Chi at All of Chi. Follow Crafty Ho Co. Follow In the Mitch Jacks. Follow all the shit.
Just
okay?
Follow all of
because
our stuff.
We're giving.
We
okay.
are working artists, entrepreneurs.
We are serving you hoes. We just want to give you the quality shit.
We are renaissances, okay?
Okay.
We just want to live together.
Yeah, so okay, I'm done with that. Do we want to take a break? We don't. Does anybody need a bag? Do we need to
I feel like it's gonna tie into
Yeah.
what we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about. I'm excited to get into hair, if I'm honest.
Me too. Okay, well, we're gonna take a quick break, listen to these messages from the MPN network, and we will be right back. Right back.
Why back?
That was orange.
She said, I'm gonna be right back.
What's great, everybody, is Mr. Al Peter, Mr. Peters' Neighborhood. We recently collaborated with The Sound of Duval to play some of the podcasts from the Neighborhood Podcast Network. This will happen on Sundays from 8 p.m. to midnight. So you can listen at soundofduval.com and on the Sound of Duval app that you can download from your app store. Every Sunday from 8 p.m. to midnight, catch some of the cool podcast shows from the neighborhood. Make sure you follow Sound of Duval for their weekly shows and content. This be the moves, y'all. Enjoy. To the top.
And we're black. All right.
I'm excited.
We're good. Okay, we're here. Aura's reoriented and resituated and looking like she's about to take a nap. So we're going to get into our conversation. So can we talk about hair?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
That part. I'm excited because we talked about it a little bit the last episode.
Letting go.
Yeah, and like I think with your big transition from one hairdo to the other, my constant transitions from hairdo to hairdo, and just I think your hair is just big.
I think just
got
even
personality
doing
on its
something
own.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's exciting to really get into hair and like what it means. Like, and I think for me, when I was thinking about it today, because our identity can be so wrapped up in it, and from the inside out, and sometimes you don't even realize how rooted it is, like how far back it goes.
Yes.
You know, and how, like you was like, oh, that's tied to something from elementary school. You know,
the
like
assumptions that you make based on the ideas that society puts on you, your family, you know, culturally, all that kind of stuff. And it's just, it's so much to literally carry around, and we don't really think about it, but like we were talking about, especially for Black and brown women, I feel like, because we're so often policed on top of that. So it's like, besides all the stuff that gets put on you, then you get regulated. Like if you decide to change your hair, or if you want to wear a damn lace front or whatever. There was a time, I feel a little, I don't know if I feel old saying this, but it's definitely changing now.
Yes.
Because there was a time where whatever was going on with your Black or brown hair needed to be kept between you and your stylist. Like it was almost like there was a shame in certain things. And I don't know if y'all feel that way, but like there was a point in time where I was not natural. I mean, I was born natural, and my mom I didn't get my first perm. I don't know, I think I was probably 12, something like that. I can't really remember. But I do remember wanting to have silky straight hair because beauty standards, European beauty standards. Like nobody was checking for nappy. I mean, granted, I wasn't at an age where anybody was checking for me at all. But you want to feel cute, and you want to feel like you fit in.
To what's been put on you or projected onto you as a young girl. All you see is silky straight
hair,
me, the creamy crack commercial.
And it doesn't matter what you go through, what you put your body through, what you put your hair through. And I mean, if we're going to talk about a hair journey, because I've had a chemical burn from a perm. It's not cute. Okay, I've been fried, dyed, laid to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like hair just being pulled. I've had my hair braided within an inch of my life by Africans, and went home with a headache so bad that I could not lay down on my pillow. But my hair was cute though.
We gonna cry though.
We're gonna cry. Girl, I had to take like extra strength Advil, like 1,500 milligrams. It hurt to breathe. But the point is the shit that we put ourselves through for this hair, and then you get to the point where it's just like, I mean, I went natural on accident, first of all, because I was in college in Miami and I didn't have a hairstylist. I just didn't have anybody that could do my hair.
Were you like, okay, let me try and go natural, or was it like, oh shit, I gotta go natural? Like, were you like positive?
I tried to
about
go
it,
to get my hair done once. God bless my father, because he found somebody that he thought could handle it. Took me to the Dominicans, and they couldn't. Okay, because they just couldn't handle my hair. It was cute, but it was just like, how am I going to maintain this? I didn't have the money, because that's another thing. It's an
you'd
investment.
have to go back to them.
Yeah. I'd have to go back because I couldn't do it myself, you know. And I got to a point where I realized that like I don't really know how to manage my own hair.
Wow.
And that's something that
like your natural hair.
My natural hair. Like, first of all, it was processed, so I waited until the perm grew out because I couldn't do anything. Thankfully, I had a roommate who could braid hair. She's from St. Martin. Because I was in Miami, so it was a whole bunch of Caribbean people, a whole bunch of black and brown, just a melting pot down there. And she hooked me up. She started braiding my hair, and then she just took care of my hair for the rest of school.
Nice.
By the time I got home, all of that was gone, and I was like, I don't think I want to perm my hair again.
Right.
You know, and that was like the first major choice I made for myself for my hair.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and I don't say that like, you know, with any sort of disdain, because, you know, when you're growing up, your mama's gonna take care of your hair. Like, that's, I don't know how to do it.
And especially if you had got perms and stuff, you are used to routine.
Used to a routine. You can't be outside in the rain. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is so, like, even now, years and years and years and years and years away from having that sort of hair, the instinct still came to me today. That's how deep the shit goes.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, not to dominate the conversation, but there's so many layers. There's so many layers when we get to talking about hair.
Yeah.
And you know, the choice to go natural, I again, it was an accident because the perm had grown out. My hair was getting back healthy because my very first perm, my hair, the silky straight girl, you couldn't tell me nothing because it was all the way down my back. I was just in middle school, just finding reasons to swing. Okay.
Yes.
And then the hair started breaking off, and it got to the point where my hair would not grow past my shoulders. And the first perm down to the butt. Like, my permed hair was as long as my locks were.
Dang.
Wow.
And all of it just damaged, but, you know, trying to keep up appearances, trying to keep that silky straight. Then I started doing weaves. And I mean, I was getting my track glued in, okay? Because this was like prehistoric days of, girl, like
let me just get a glue in. Thank you.
You know, by the time they started doing all this miraculous shit that they do with weaves now, I was already team natural.
See,
and I would have liked to experience that. I feel like, because I think that it is a healthier process now.
Yeah. No,
it preserves your hair.
Yeah.
But going through the fucking jungle before people knew what the fuck was going on, the damage.
I was gonna say, because I started doing hair really young for myself. Well, first, I understand because my best friend in high school, she was from Sierra Leone. She braided. And so she would use my head as the test all the time. So talking about going to sleep, like,
was she rough? Were you tender-headed too?
I wasn't tender-headed, but I was her. She to this day is. I think she has a. Yeah,
they be gripping onto your damn bones to put them fucking braids in. I can't.
Her locks are gorgeous. She's successful salon. Yeah. But you know, I was her dummy. Like, girl, let me try this hair, and I'm talking about like cornrows up here, down here, top design. My scalp stayed. But I feel like my introduction to that was, you know, I really enjoyed it. My hair was down to my waist for like a long time. And what I noticed was that a lot of people, especially like being like mixed, multiracial, if your hair is a different kind of texture other than like anything 3C on up or 3B on up, you know, it's like the hair that people often have something to say. Yeah, it's the good hair. I never like really gave a fuck about it. Should say I really didn't like but I noticed how other people would say, and I'd be like, oh, but her hair is fly. Like, I want braids like her, or I like her barrettes, or I like her, you know, whatever. But like I always recognized how people would be quick to say something about that coveted texture, you know. I didn't understand what that was.
You didn't have to go through the process to get the silky straight.
No, but let me tell you though. I cut my hair, I think in the 7th grade, my mama asked me, my hair was down here. I had cut my hair. Like, she asked me, did you want a haircut? And I did. I woke up one day, kind of like when you had your locks. I was just like, I want to cut it off. So I cut it off, and my hair texture. No, we went to a place. My hair texture changed.
Really?
First off, the places when we went to get our hair cut.
Right. They didn't understand our texture.
The trials of trying to go
Girl.
to non-POCs. I'll just say that. I'm not going to put it on all the white folks because
I'm embarrassed.
like I said, I went to the Dominicans in Miami and they couldn't do it.
They couldn't.
I'm not saying that there aren't Dominicans out there that can, but these could not.
Right.
So
yeah, I had a triangle. My real
no.
And my my texture changed like from that time on. Like my hair, it was weird. Like it was real thick at the top but thin at the bottom, and it got real silly. I don't know what happened. It was like as I was growing, my textures just started changing. So I started getting perms when I was 14, trying to match the silky at the bottom.
Gotcha.
With the thickness at the top.
That's wild.
And bitch, once I got my swoop with the pumping up,
The
you
swoop,
can't tell
pump
rap,
it up.
bitch. Let me take
Girl, a rap?
just a
Shut up.
cute
Girl.
deep. And then and I same thing, like bitch. That's why I feel you. I was living here, boop boop, and it was like
It's real cute at first.
but I was trying to maintain the same thing. Like my hair's expectation. They expect me to have good hair.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to match it. Like instead of just letting my texture work
Do
itself
what it
out.
does. Letting your hair grow out of your head the way that it fucking wants to.
Girl, I was stressed. I was like, I gotta get it to match. So I started, mind you, like I said, my friend, when we was in high school, she would braid my hair. So I started getting into hair culture, period. So I found my way around creamy crack and figured out. And I was living my life until one day my hair started breaking off and I lost all my edges. And I was like, ooh, we bald in the front. What trying to keep up with the swoop.
Okay.
Trying to keep up with the things. But what that did, it introduced me into protective styles. And if y'all know, like the ladies will tell you, I'm always about doing hair, like doing my hair. I love doing my hair. I love, learning different things. I'm a really big, and Rochelle will tell you, I've been doing my hair, weaves, wigs, since I was, girl,
so many trips to the salon.
To the hair store. Like they knew me. They knew me. I started doing.
Did you go to the hair store today?
Girl, yes.
Right before we
I'm gonna
started
just go to the hair store
like, I'm gonna just go real quick
because-
and just
No,
pick
real
up.
quick.
Let me just get a bundle real quick.
Let this be a promo clip because the hair store is culture. Let me tell you, the feeling. Bitch, I can't. I'm about to. The feeling.
We're getting emotional.
Because that's like, to me, and I just.
Because it's like walking into a place that understands what you need.
Yeah.
And there are so few places. There are so few places that truly understand the needs of Black and brown women specifically.
Specifically, tailored.
It's not some bullshit in there. It's like, no, I'm going to go to the hood hair store because I know they're going to have the shit that I need.
They're going to have the hairdressing that's
Whether
made from
it's
somebody
natural,
local.
silky straight.
That's on the end of the counter.
Bundles, installation, whatever you need. No questions asked.
Let me tell you, when I went to the doctor today, the nurse that usually, that I see all the time, she was telling me how her daughter's birthday's coming up and she was gifting her bundles. And I was like, I know that's right. Rochelle heard me. And she was like, what was y'all talking about? Because I was real loud about it. But I was like, there's nothing like getting new hair. There's just nothing like when I know like I'm about to get into a style and I gotta go to the hair store to get. It's like a kid in the candy store. I'm just like,
you just feel brand new.
Oh shit! What I'm gonna do? What product am I gonna use before I get the style in my hair? What kind of hair am I gonna use? I just get so lost, and it's just been something that's been a part of me. But I mention it because I think because of how I look or where I came from. People always ask me. I always get the question like, you don't need to do that. Like your hair is this. Why do you do that?
They make this assumption.
Yeah, it's always, that's one thing that I've noticed about when it comes to hair. See, for me, like, and I think for Black women, the creativity that comes with doing your girl, I'll be like, bitch, I'm about to I just live for the amazing things people come up with. And I've always just tried to emulate it, try to figure out, it's something so intimate about being in front of the mirror, trying to find a style that you like, something new, trying to give yourself, and people often that don't understand it try to police it. They're like, why do you need to do this? They tie it to your self-esteem, or they'll be like you said,
oh, don't cut your hair. It's so pretty.
Yeah, or like, why do you do that? You have good hair. Why do you need to wear weave? Or like, why did when it's like, I have hair. Like, I don't like the term good hair. That makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't like that because it's very colorist.
It's very colorist.
Very colorist, and it's cringy. I don't like that. So I don't like where that's rooted in. And also, my hair texture is very fragile as well. If it's mishandled, it'll start breaking off like nobody's business. So protective styles for me is a way of protecting my crown. But when people see good hair, it's automatically like, it's like, I hate it because it's like, are y'all equating nappy to unhealthy and good hair as...
Or nappy to ugly. Or, I mean, if we're just real, nappy to black, and black means ugly, and it means unattractive.
Good hair to brown, light skin.
Not white, and it means all of those things that have traditionally had these negative connotations.
Yes.
And that's why I love, no matter where you are in your hair journey, man, woman, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because we're all expressing in different ways. Wherever you are, I love the security. Like, be where you're at. Be happy to be nappy. Be happy with your silky straight.
If
like,
you want to do a short blunt cut, like a hot pink, you want to wear lace fronts and just not mess with your hair for a while. Like that, to me,
especially if you're actually taking care of your own hair, as long as that exploration is not at the risk of the health of your hair, then I mean that changes something in the psyche too, you know, because like I'm saying, there was a time where you could be doing all of this stuff but you would want to hide it, like,
absolutely,
you know, nobody needs to know, oh yeah, this is my hair girl line, like
that is tea.
It's so nuanced, and it's so, because there, like was you said, there's a time where it was just real cringe. It was like it was very taboo.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like that.
Oh, is this your real hair? That's the first thing people say now. It's like, bitch, that wig is cute as fuck, thanks.
Exactly. And it's like, why is it a thing?
I live for the freedom in that now, too. I love how wigs have become like a commodity because I feel like it's giving women permission. Options.
I'm sorry, I just thought about the TikTok video where, I'm sorry, again, white women was like, oh, we got this thing called Secrets.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it's a track.
Oh,
it's called, P, if there's a way that we could just slip that into the visual, maybe.
You're looking at the future of hair extensions. These are secrets, which have hair.
Ma'am, that's a track. And you didn't even install it right. Like, you just plopped that shit in her head.
Apparently, there's tracks called Secrets, which is these pressing
I've seen them.
Tracks.
I saw the video and I was like, girl, it's a track. It's track. What are we doing?
Those
like,
tracks.
You're late. And the thing is, I don't even feel like they were installing them correctly.
No,
but
they weren't done right.
I was like, okay. But it's funny that you bring that up, Shell, because that it's like I said, there's so many layers to this conversation. But when you get into the realm of, especially when we're talking about like tracks, right? Yes. Bonnets, you know, pink lotion, all the stuff that we've been doing for generations that these white women discover.
The pink lotion on the spray.
And decide, oh, this is new, we're gonna act like, and then you get into that realm of cultural appropriation. Like it boiled the fuck out of my heart when I saw whichever one of them Kardashians come out with the cornrows, and everybody was acting like that shit was new. Meanwhile, when I'm in elementary school with my cornrows, I'm getting picked on by these same clear skinned, light skinned white girls because of my nigga naps.
We can talk,
but now it's cute because the little half breed girl did it.
It's box braids. But now it's fashion.
You know what I'm saying? Now
but
it's
you
fashion.
Can get sent home for braids at your job. Like your job is deemed unprofessional because
you could not even get the damn job.
Yep.
Listen how wild this shit is, right? Y'all know my family's Jamaican, proud Jamaican. My daddy was like the proudest Jamaican I've ever met in my life. My mama too. When I told them that I was gonna lock my hair, they were worried for me. They were like, "I don't think you should do that.
And
I feel like you're gonna lose your job."
That's in your culture.
Oh, wow. And it's part of my culture.
You would think they would be like, oh yeah.
And I mean, my mom wasn't as resistant as my dad, and I was surprised that he was the most resistant. And it's not because he didn't love locks. It's not because he didn't love culture. It's because he knew the world, and he knew how people would receive and behave with me. I mean, I was in my 20s, and I was just like, you know, I was like, well, if they don't want to accept me with my hair, then they don't have to accept me at all. And I'm glad that I was bold about it, but at the same time, the reality of what he was talking about was very real. I could have lost my job.
And it still stands.
You know what I'm saying? And we live in Florida, which is a no-fault state, so they could just decide
We don't,
we reserve the right.
We reserve the right.
Yeah.
And thankfully that did not happen to me, but I don't know how many jobs I was kept from, or, I don't know how often I was discriminated against or how I was perceived because of my hair.
We could get into
that's what I'm saying. It's so deep. It's so deep. Come on, Shell, speak. Because I feel you. I feel there's something in your spirit.
Because there's so many layers to it. I mean, you talking to a woman when at one point when I was like 5, I remember just taking scissors and just going at it. And my mom was pissed because she was like, why are you doing this? I just remember just...
And the value when it comes to your hair, it's like, little girl, long hair, you must pray. And we'd be like,
yes,
but I was
pretty
still
princess.
rocking the bop chop. It was just all
okay,
over
bop
the
chop.
I was rocking it with my little yellow skirt dancing. But there's so many layers to it, which I think was interesting between me and Chi over here is the fact that I think my creativity more so came from the kung fu movies. I had a thing seeing the either Japanese or the Chinese women with their like
the intricate
over the
designs,
yes, with the braids and everything, and like
that's something too.
Girl, but facts. That's all it is. It's just the braids. It's just I remember seeing a lot of, those type of styles, and I remember being like from the 3rd grade, 4th, 5th, all the way up. I'll do the swoop. I do the braids. I had the bows and everything. Like I remember at one point I was so into creating my hair, and then I just got tired because it became so much. And then even there's to the dance part where I remember when I first learned how to dance, I danced with door knockers and my hair was out. But then when I went to a modern company and it was just like, you can't dance with your hair out. I'm like, and you have to take your earrings out. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Well, that's part of my.
That's how I learned how to express.
That's
I could dance
like
and
that's part of my culture. Just because you can't do it,
right? Now, however, and this is what I'm gonna reiterate, and I've always reiterate when I teach is that, as a hip hopper. Okay, first,
let's talk about the culture.
I had to learn to adapt to the ballet world. AKA, as they will call themselves, bunheads. I had to, because hair out the way. But that's not my fault. You don't know how to dance with your hair. My hair dances with me.
It shows,
you know what I mean?
Like,
it really
if
does.
you have
never seen me before,
Rachelle's hair is gonna bounce.
My hair will perform with me.
It has a life of its own.
So,
patron Saint Beyonce would be proud.
Hello, come on. But like that was one. I think that's played a huge role. As well as other times, just like Chi, coloring my hair. When I was doing Keisha Cole before Keisha Cole did Keisha Cole.
She did. Rochelle was adamant about this red blonde
situation,
red blonde tees.
Okay.
Layers. Rochelle was like top part red, bottom part blonde.
Okay. And then switching it up from blonde to red to blonde to black, blonde to brown. Like I was just doing all the things and I had no problem doing it. However, just like my hair started to fall out. But what was interesting was during the times when my hair definitely reflected the relationships I was also a part of. And like, I will never forget, it was like 2 of them specific. One of them liked my hair red and the other one liked it black. But both of them times my hair fell out. I will never forget, my hair was like past my chest. And I remember straightening it. And when I straightened it, it stopped on top of my chest. And I was like, hold on. Where's my length though? Where's the length? Where's the hang time? Hold on. And that moment, I remember looking at myself and I was like, what did you do to your hair? And I'll never forget because I was about to call your name out, girl. I was about to call it out because
why did I feel that?
Because she liked at the time she liked my hair black. And I was like, okay. And she liked it not only black, she liked it straight.
Very specific.
So very specific, and I was just like,
feels a little fetishy.
Yeah. No, I had
listen, bitch.
Some rundowns like that.
I
had some rundowns in that, and
but at the same time, it's fetishizing.
Yeah,
like
especially being of Asian descent.
Girl,
it's like that long, bone straight black hair. Like,
see, I almost ripped this because this is what I want. This is what I want. I really want this to be known. Because I know, even to this day, when it comes to mixed women, black women, and like there are women that out there that really cling to their mixed identity.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but when you cling to the point where you feel like you're better than, you're colorist or racist as hell to your own people, like that shit, I just don't. And as a mixed person, I never understood it. Like, and the reason why it was so cringe, because seeing it from my perspective, it would make me sick how, like, a boy would like me simply because the texture of my hair, because it's real, so that means when I pull it, can
we talk about the early over-sexualization of little girls with their hair? Because that shit is fucking weird.
What the fuck?
You guys are weird.
I hate that. Like,
that's weird.
It's gross. And like, or like, you know, like she light skinned with the good hair.
Yep.
And it used to just make me cringe, because I'm like, you're choosing me out of colorism.
Yeah.
And
don't even realize
at the time though, I didn't know the name for it. I just knew
it didn't feel right.
It felt wrong.
Yeah. I was like, I don't feel beautiful. Like, my spirit. Other women probably get the gas.
Yeah.
But for me, I'd be like, this is what it's rooted in. You not fucking with me because you like me. It's because you're fetishizing my appearance. And like you said, because they find out you're, you know, half Asian, it's like, we'll fulfill that fantasy with the straight hair. And then you be mad as fuck when I show up with a blonde 27 piece. And I'm like, what the fuck you thought this was?
Okay, 27 piece.
I want to be T-Boz. I'm trying to be T-Boz's T.
And she did it.
I lived for T-Boz's shortcut, and I did recreate that. And I just, what about it? I pulled off the cap when it was done. But I wanted to make that clear, because when we talk about hair, we have to be honest, because, you know, the whole, people like to tiptoe around, you know, what that means. Like, when it's like values placed on your hair, it's at the expense of your hair. And it's like this constant line when the women, everybody who is aligned in the right way, we just want to fucking wear our hair however,
and be left the fuck alone.
And
like, don't ask me any questions about it. Not because I'm ashamed, but because it's none of your fucking business. None of your business.
And when you find,
and don't police my body or my hair or my shit.
I just got one question. Why do people? I will say white people, but people in general, why do you think it's okay to walk up to someone else's hair and just
touch
the hair?
Listen, it is 2021.
Like, we talking about being honest. Let's talk about that. Answered.
I would like to know. I'm hoping that y'all that feel inclined to do that are learning that is off limits. Like, if you don't know, don't do that.
Child, let me.
And it's not just black women. Like, first of all, you need to be keeping your hands to yourself, because why are you touching people you don't know? But the license that people feel, the freedom that they feel to touch and pet us,
it is so
like we're something to be observed.
Or it's like how the commentary, like it's so it make you feel like an animal. Like you're like you're being observed.
Like, what do you do? Like, short conversation. Like, you don't know what to say or how to say it. You just do it.
This is not appropriate.
And there's nothing wrong with admiration. If you see somebody with a hairstyle that you like, hey girl, that's cute. Oh my God, I love it. But don't reach your raggedy hand out. I told y'all the story about. Did I tell you the story about when I was in Orlando?
I struggle with that. Somebody ran their fingers.
Listen, I was just at Islands of Adventure, minding my business in the gift shop, waiting for everybody, because you know you get corralled to the gift shop because they want you to buy shit. The ride was over, and I was just waiting, and I just feel from the back of my purse, like I couldn't see them, just fingers open, raked from my scalp to the tip of my locks, just, oh, your hair is so, why do you feel like that's okay?
Bitch, I would've.
And if I turn around and bust you in the mouth, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh, right, you gonna be there.
But you touched me.
Oh, girl.
I don't understand that.
It's literally like our antennas. It's literally an extension.
Your hair is an extension of your nervous system.
At work. And this is not even my own hair. Like, it's the same type of twist. And I remember just walking up, getting scanned, temperature checked. And all of a sudden, oh, this is cute. And just start touching it. And I just looked at her like, yeah, bitch, thank you.
You draw back a nub. Don't fuck with me.
See, this is why I don't trust. And being out there being out there where I am. Like,
yeah, it's real white.
Anytime, girl, even this one lady came up to me and was like, oh, girl, y'all have my ponytail in. And she was like, oh my God, how do you wash? It's like the OD-ness. Like, how do you wash all that hair?
That's all you wash your hair, bitch.
How do you?
Why are you asking
questions? I just really wanted to go.
These ignorant ass questions.
And I'm like, but it's just, to me, I can't trust it's to the point for me. I can't trust the admiration sometimes because like I don't know where it's coming from. So I just be like, thank you, and just kind of keep it moving. Yeah. Because having people coming up, that's happened to me, touching your twist, or coming up when I have my hair locked, coming up and trying. It's like, this is, I don't know you. Yeah. I don't know where your hands have been. Yeah. And like you just come, like you violating.
I don't know your energy.
Straight violating. Even we be like, girl, can I touch?
Yeah.
Is it okay if I? Girl, let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the
Ask first and respect if the answer is no.
I can't do that.
I feel like
it's rooted in such a I mean, we know what it's rooted in.
Yeah.
But it's very strange. And you would think by now that would change. And I think, I honestly, it is rooted in admiration, but it's also
like a weird fetish.
It's a fetishized, one, it's a fetishized way, but it's like, look at how they're treating Sha'Carri.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Did you see, there was a tweet, this white woman was saying, in case y'all, like, I don't know if this is real or fake.
Yes, talking about her nails.
Yeah, her strong hair and fake nails, you know, that's a sign of steroid abuse. And it's like,
yes, girl.
Oh, I did not
girl.
We talking about acrylics and a lace okay. Stay out of our business.
Sounds stupid.
Stay out.
You can't speak on something
because it's rooted in ignorance, and it just smacks of racism. It just, nothing about it is okay.
What?
Just because you don't understand.
But you would never bring up a white woman's hair.
Never.
Ever.
Never.
Like,
never.
Tanya Harding had to been on some shit fucking up Nancy Kerrigan. Okay?
But y'all don't want to talk about that.
But you know what I'm saying? What was she on? But y'all ain't said nothing, had nothing to do with nothing.
Metal pipes and shit. Like, come on.
Full on. But when it comes to Sha'Carri, you know what I'm saying? When black women are in the forefront, you have to use anything.
You have to find anything.
And she tried to use FloJo as an example, talking about FloJo was a drug user and her nails was long. Bitch, that's acrylic, and she never failed a drug test. She died from an aneurysm. Like,
oh my
God. When I tell you they came for her in the comments, but that's the thing. It's like, even when you can say that it comes from admiration, it comes from a jealousy or like a source. Yes. Like they love it so bad they
like
hate
you
it.
Wish
they just
you
want to
destroy. You want to be that so bad. You want to encompass it so bad, but you can't. So you got to tear it down. And we're not talking about all people that are not melanated, because there are plenty of people out there that have sense. We talking about y'all dumbasses out there that read shit like that and believe it or would repeat it.
Absolutely.
Because you're full of ignorance.
And then we're talking about like people that have something to say about acrylics, but about what's popular right now, what's popping. When our
because
aunties,
10, 15 years ago, when
our aunties
nails
was doing it
long and curled, and you was looking at them crazy like, oh my God,
how did she use the bathroom?
How did she use the bathroom?
How did she wipe with that? Why do you need to know
Why
that?
do you need to know?
And look what all the girlies are doing.
Girl.
You get what I'm saying?
Weaves and tips.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm tired.
That and so
I'm sorry. It just brought me to, I just will never forget when I was teaching a class and someone was so excited and they was like, oh, I'm going to put on my hoop earrings and I'm going to what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, why? I just don't understand. I think it makes me very upset because like you were saying, as children, we were taught, prepared to walk in this world of knowing how you were going to be, you know,
perceived.
We had to like grow up in a way where it's like, you know, you just have to look out for yourselves. But then yet it's like, why aren't they prepared to not do
because
the things?
It's cute now. It's cute,
it's
and
cute.
now we want to do it, and it's okay.
It's popular.
And got the nerve to be selling bonnets online for $200. I'm like, you know, you can
go
to the hair store, right? You know, you can go right around the corner and get that shit for $300.
Don't tell them. Buy them for $200. Go ahead. Buy them a hat, and I bet you. Meanwhile, black women making them with the pockets in it, and I want one.
They got pockets?
Yeah, they got bonnets with pockets in them.
Shut your mouth.
And I want one. I do.
Can we go to the hair store?
Yeah, I'm gonna find it. Well, I don't know. She said
I like going with you. Listen,
because we live.
I went to the hair store with you once, and I want to go back. You just are such an inspiration.
This is normal for me.
You're used to it. Shell was like, okay.
Since I knew how to drive.
We've been going to the hair store.
Can you bring me to the store? And mind y'all, like, you know the king, when you get comforters, I had a king
like
square,
the little plastic thing
full of hair.
I believe it.
Wigs, weaves.
Bag.
I believe it.
Like just thick. Just all kind of stuff, because there is to me, there's just something so therapeutic, cathartic about, it's something about expression. It's going to the store, I'm gonna come out a whole new person.
And owning it. I think being able to have agency and license over your own appearance, hair, experience, and the way that you express. It in its natural state.
Nothing. If I want Sealy braids for 6 months so I can grow it out, and I'm Rihanna on the outside because I got this blunt bob and I'm gonna work it, bitch, that's what I'm gonna do.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I empathize because even with me being able to do that, I hate the projection that it's placed on Black women in terms of you need to do that because your hair underneath is blah, blah, blah,
because
blah.
It's not acceptable. How dare you wear your natural hair out the way that it grows out of your head? What's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Your hair is so pretty.
Yeah.
And it's like
I'm very aware of the privilege that I have because people would say that to me. Like and even though it's an annoying question, it's still a privileged question. It's like, you have the option because you have good hair. But it's like, 4C hair isn't an option.
Right.
When it is, okay, and if I'm honest, like that texture hair is the strongest texture hair and it defies gravity. Like, bitch, it's godly.
Hello.
Okay? It's godly. They describe it in the Bible if you want to get serious.
But y'all
like,
don't get serious.
Honest to God. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I hate the fact that
They said Jesus had a wool, okay?
Wool. Lamb's wool curl real tight. And we're not talking about the lambs that they draw. I'm talking about real lambs.
The precious
real
moments.
wool.
It's real tight. Real
tight, coarse, thick.
Yeah. It's a tight curl. And I hate the fact that is considered not, like I said, it's no wonder why she wear weave. You know, when to me it's, oh, you don't have to do it. So and that shit is just fucking gross. It's gross. And I have to acknowledge that because even for me, like I struggled with, you know, being so in it. I was very sensitive to that because I'm like, I know, like, it's just not a fair game out here. It's just not a fair game. And now, like you said, with shit being more popular than ever, you really see that.
Yeah.
Because you got people out here, you know, and I wear faux locks because sometimes my best protective style is to braid it down and just wrap some shit over it and go about my day. And I don't want my shit braided to the scalp because, girl.
Scalp.
Right. I can last long in like a twist or like a, you know, my scalp it can breathe. But you have people out here that are unable to be employed or can't get a job or being discriminated against just because you have children that are being told to cut their hair, cut their locks. You know, teachers going as
being
bold as
racially
to cut
profiled.
Children. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
I've read several stories about kids that were on sports teams or whatever and just told that, you know, you need to change your hair, or worse, sent home with their hair different.
Yes.
You know how I would peel a bitch skin off? Oh my God, it's not real. It's fine.
Let me tell you, because
we'll fight.
And mind you, you know, like people see
Shell is ready to fight now.
And I get asked all the time with her, like, what do you think her hair's gonna, you know, to talk about her hair texture? Because
they talked about that with what was it? Harry and what's her name, Meghan?
Meghan Markle.
Yeah. The royal family was concerned. Well, what color is the baby going to be? What's their hair going to be like? Well, bitch, why do you care? It's a biracial baby.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's pretty light skin. It's probably going to be straight. Does it matter?
Doesn't matter. Why is that news? Why are you asking me that? I get that.
Why does that matter?
And it's like,
it's so fucking
do you
weird.
think she'll have her dad's hair, or do you think she'll have hair like you?
Are you asking me if you think she's going to have nigga naps or silky straight? Is that what you really want to ask? Are you afraid that the cuteness might go away?
On the record, we can still have nappy hair just because the texture is silky.
Yeah.
That shit gets coarse on the center of our head. It dreads
coarse hair is strong. That's what I'm trying to say. Coarse hair is strong. Girl. Coarse hair is healthy. Coarse hair is. This is why white girls be losing their hair when they get braids. Because that style. But listen, those braids aren't meant for that texture. Do you get what I'm saying?
And vice versa. It's the reason why a lot of us, or people with hair like us, or hair other than whatever the fuck white hair is, go through the trauma that we go through with our hair because we're trying to treat it the way that you would treat that sort of hair, and that's not what you do. But when you are in a society that doesn't have as many options, and again, things have changed now and are changing, and it's much more open. We have much more knowledge. We have much more information. We have many more people who have been trained or who know hair that can help us to take care of our hair. So it's different. But before those times, it's like nobody knew what to do with your hair. It's a European standard. You try to do that European shit to this shit, and then it's not gonna work. No wonder edges be getting weak, hair is breaking off, all this kind of wild shit happening. Because I'm trying to chase this blonde hair, blue-eyed nonsense when my hair is just trying to grow natural. And the crazy thing about it is, as soon as I went natural, as soon as I stopped doing that nonsense to my hair and stopped treating it horribly, strong as fuck. I can't stop it from growing. I cut my hair a month ago, and when I comb this out, I have a legit fro.
That's so cute.
I know, I love it. It's a cute little cookie bush.
The funny thing is too, is like how the whole time they was getting on Beyonce about being this blonde hair, the whole time it was a wig.
Yep.
Hell, probably braided up under that because Mama Tina
protected.
It was like, girl, you finna be out there performing. You got to stay at A1. We just got to do what we got to do.
Yep.
Bam.
And we're not going to destroy your hair to do it.
Yes.
Hello.
And do you see that? And it's like, even in like, it's layered. Y'all don't understand it. Y'all don't get that. Y'all don't get that part of the game. So just shh, because you don't have agency to speak over something you don't understand.
Exactly.
But I can say, oh,
she woke up.
She just arose up.
I saw one eyeball and I was like,
she scared me. I was like,
she good.
But I will say that as soon as I can say that, when I started treating my hair for the texture that it was and not using white products, I'm just gonna call it what it is, white products, like herbal essences or whatever the fuck they got, that
all that stuff that strips your natural oils and fucks with your scalp and does all these crazy things because it works for their hair, and that's okay because that's what's supposed to happen. But when those are the only options that you have available to you, when you gotta go down to the Walgreens and try to find the ethnic section so you can struggle with them 5 products
and all they got
that they got on the end
and Cantu don't work on everything.
Like, no shade to Cantu, but it's not going.
It
don't work for everything.
Do nothing for me.
It still got sulfate in it.
It still got sulfate in it, and they don't think. And that's why when we were talking about going to the hair store, that's why it's so welcoming, because you can find something specifically for your texture, specifically for your needs, what you're trying to do, the pomade,
that
the
will
dress,
keep your hair
the
healthy.
pre-wash, the pre-poo. You know what I'm saying? Like the deep
leave-in conditioner,
the hair mask. The things that we need, the oils that we need. And you don't find that in a regular store. You don't find that there. And I know for me, when I started, really getting into my particular texture, I had to honor that side. Because, like, I think for a long time, it's like, you've got Filipino hair, you could do it. And a lot of Filipino hair is either, the fair. My mom's hair is bone straight. She assumed that my hair would move the same way.
But your mom is also not mixed.
No, she's full Filipino, and her hair is bone straight.
Right.
So, but she raised us, with what she knew. And
most of our moms did, because it's just like there was, again, that knowledge wasn't there. The wealth of information that we had that was anything other than, this is how you care for your natural hair, which was frowned upon.
Yes.
So we're going to take this natural hair, we're going to perm it into submission. We are going to get, how many times I done been burned by that damn hot comb trying to get silky straight for Sunday service?
Ooh.
Girl.
I still burn my ear.
I tried to break it. It didn't work. It still wobbles to this day. But it didn't work. Because my mama had the type that you had to put on the stove element. Like, you had to heat
it's burnt
that bitch
already.
up.
It's got the burnt little crusty edges on it.
It got the crust on it. It smelled horrible. Oh my God. The things that we had, the journey. But you know what? I don't regret the journey. Like, I'm grateful for everything that I've gone through, because I feel like it's made me stronger. And I feel like that's part of the reason that when I did decide to finally cut off my locks, I was just like, I had full agency over it. It's like, this is not about what anybody else thinks. This is not what anybody else thinks about how I'm going to look.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't like me with short hair, even though I think I'm cute as hell.
Yes.
I can work it either way. But even me, like, there was a part of me on the inside that was just like, oh no, if this is going to work. But I'm at a point in my life now where it's like, I'm not hung up on that.
Yeah.
10 years ago, never.
Oh yeah.
I would never. Are you kidding?
I know.
Let me say this too, since we're here, the topic between long and short hair, because the long. Because I've seen,
it's like coveted.
Mind you, because bitch, if I could be bald headed, I would. I don't have the head shape. or the texture because it don't grow outright. However, I feel like that's a thing. You know, I cut my hair real short one time, real short. And, you know, getting asked like, oh my God, why did you do that? Your hair was so blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just like, instead of congratulations, bitch, that's cute. Go about your business.
Or just don't fucking say anything.
Or just don't say anything.
You could just shut the fuck up.
When you have long hair, it's automatically like, oh my God, why?
It's coveted. It's a sign of beauty. It's a sign of youth. It's a sign of all these preconceived notions that come from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you cut it and it's like, it's almost like your worth.
Yeah,
you know,
they're looking at you different. Like, damn, are you okay? Like,
yeah.
what? You know, you step out thinking that you doing something with yourself.
Feeling
People
cute.
could just be so mean. I just remember 2 times in my life, like one time in middle school, bless it, because mom, she was trying to use the creamy crack. It was only my first and last. But see, we didn't know that, you know, you got to like straighten it afterwards. So I remember going to school. What you need?
Her bottle. It's enough.
Oh, it's time to feed.
It's time.
Let's pause.
Good day, good afternoon, good evening, my people. It's Mr. Al Peak with the MPN Network, Mr. Peterson's Neighborhood, all that good stuff. And we have our sister friend, number 4, making an appearance. And yeah, doing what babies do. So adorable, y'all. So adorable. If you're watching the YouTube video, yes, you're giggling right now. But if you listen to the audio, go to the YouTube channel, TNT Projects. Aura, what's up?
Right.
Oh my God. Do you remember what you were saying? You were talking about, yes.
The creamy crack.
The creamy crack. Mama tried it. You know, bless it. Again.
It's so fascinating to me. I mean, I'm not to cut you off, but I'm looking at the both of you, and I mean, obviously your hair is not bone straight, but it's like I'm like, what the fuck would you put creamy crack in your hair?
When you don't,
my texture
I
just
remember
got silly,
being,
and I was trying to match.
You were trying to straighten it all out together.
It was the same
that
thing.
That had to be so traumatic to your hair,
girl. It was cute for a second, but then when you
it's
get happy,
it's always cute for a second.
You know, when you get happy, like I said, I lost my edges. I woke up one day just bald, and I was like, but it was the same thing. Like we have strong hair by itself, and I'm gonna let you get to it, but I was just saying, for me, seeing how my hair was straight at one part, like, and my hair was getting like the curly texture was coming in, the wavy texture, and I was like, no, I need the swing. Yeah. I don't want to have to straighten it. I want it to be straight. So I was trying to like be that girl, and the rap was cute, but like, girl, okay.
No, what's sad is I just remember like being picked on, and I just remember it was like I was just trying to fit, you know, like even to jump away from that story real quick. I remember even being in kindergarten and my mom put curlers in my hair, and I was like, why are you putting curlers in my hair? Like being 5 years old, like I have curly hair already. You don't have to do this. But to jump into middle school, I remember being picked on, and I will never forget. And I have to acknowledge this because it's not just like white folks; it's also your own kind.
Oh, it comes from your own.
You know what I mean? Like I remember sitting in class.
It's internalized, and that's what makes it sad because you know she was coming from what was projected on her.
Yes,
and that's what makes it trash.
I would never forget. She came, walked up to me. I'm sitting down. She looking right at my head. After I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to get my hair perm, not even really knowing how it's supposed to look. And she was just looking at me. And she's like, I thought you got your hair perm. I was like, my mom did do it, and like I didn't know, but
she was criticizing.
But she was criticizing at the after fact. But my hair was just poofy and straight. Like, you know, I didn't know anything about it. She
just had big hair.
I just had big hair, but that was one moment. I remember gaining control of my hair because, like you said, people had this weird fetish thing. I remember being in high school, and I was processing a lot in high school. I mean, just losing my virginity and then breaking up with the boyfriend and then just feeling like all kinds of things. And then the friends I thought were my friends, like the backstabbing and all that stuff.
And mind you, like, the crowd you hang around can also have an effect on like your appearance. And like, I know you were hanging with, like,
I just remember at the time when everything was happening, I said, fuck it. And I cut my hair.
Yeah.
And that was me. I didn't care. I even remember coming in the next day and one of the guys which at one point liked me, but then was like, oh, okay, we could be friends because we both of the same rainbow team, whatever.
Okay.
At that time, I remember walking down the hall, giving no fucks, and he started laughing. And what he would have thought would have made me feel less than, but I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I would never forget. I was like 10th grade, and that's when my fucking button came on. Like, I didn't care.
It's good that you had that
I didn't care
agency
anymore.
at that age, because, man, 10th grade me, girl, I would have been in a heap.
Yeah, I was deep in the crack by the 10th grade.
Yeah.
And I was doing it myself. Like, my mama didn't have no knowledge of it. You know what I'm saying? But
we had regular hair appointments.
Yeah, I learned how to do it.
That's a whole other part of the culture. Spending your entire Saturday.
See, that's what I wish
entire Saturday.
That's what I wish I would have experienced it in that way.
No, you don't.
I don't, but I do, because it is a rite of passage.
It is a rite of passage. The beauty salon, it's a whole moment.
It's a whole moment. But
just like the barbershop. It's just, there's something about that culturally, even though it's tied to so much bullshit and so much trauma, like even that is beautiful in and of itself, because, you know, Black and brown people are amazing.
We connect.
And we just make the best out of trash.
I was proud of the fact that when people would see my hair, they'd be like, who did it? The Dominicans? I was like, look, it looks professional. Hey,
like,
so
that was me.
Yeah.
That was me on Saturday. They was like, when I got done performing, they was like, first off, I was so embarrassed, because they was like,
not embarrassed.
What kind of hair is it? And I was like, girl, my sister did this. And
braided hair.
They was like, oh, is she No, I'm the only clientele that she will do. And then I was like, girl, you would be ashamed. Y'all, I told her, I was like, you know the hair store that's on Atlantic? And I was like, don't go to the middle aisle, go to the back with a green bag. And I left it at that.
Expression.
Girl, I don't know. I was like, I know she gonna kill me.
It was Expression braided hair, you are. The 3-pack.
It was still a moment.
3 bundles in one.
Girl.
Expression braided hair.
I was like, this how you know
It's
I don't
pre-stretched.
do it.
I really love that, because it's so, we use the hair. Remember the hair we was doing? Girl, ooh, I hated that hair so much. But I'm happy that you're giving life with that.
Oh yeah,
and
somebody
people are
thought this
enjoying
was
it.
child.
Yeah.
But even that's the thing,
that.
because people would, like you were mentioning about the quote, quote, good hair. It's like, I think the overall thing of doing it yourself, it is the creative process. It's you having, you see it and you want to do it, you want to achieve it, you want to make it with no one else telling you that you can't.
Yep.
And like, I mean, let's be real, let's be honest, like Black and brown bodies, we've been told that we could not since day one.
There's so many things we
policing.
can't do. Yeah.
Constant policing.
Like, for what? And
even down to like Native Americans, they're forcing them to chop off their hair when that is, you know, you vow to never cut your hair.
Exactly.
That's a part of, you know, your culture.
Your heritage, your culture.
Yeah, Filipino culture, it's shame to cut your hair.
But it's like y'all had wigs though.
Girl, because they wouldn't eat, because their diets was trash, their hair was falling out.
Dirty wigs.
They didn't know what to do.
Like both men and women
dirt.
wore wigs.
Mess. Y'all want to get on a wig.
Y'all want to talk about our wigs.
Okay, anyways.
Mad because they look better.
Girl.
Because we figured out the system and did it better.
Ooh, you finished. Congratulations.
Oh, drunk in love.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Hold on,
Wait.
she's good. Hold on.
Is she gonna do it?
You need a burp.
Okay, we might need a clip. Okay. She gets worked up. There you go.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You're going to hear us auntie because
We're auntying for a second.
That's it.
But yeah, I really, and if you hear this, mamas, y'all understand. Y'all understand what's going on.
Yes,
okay.
that was a good one.
But yeah, we reserve the right to be as creative as we want to be. And also, I think now, especially knowing what your hair needs to thrive and survive, especially in today's climate and environment, it's a lot of harsh shit that be outside in the air, and I don't be wanting my hair in it. And when I would perform a lot, that's why I would braid my hair down or lock it a lot, because I just, you know, being in the clubs and it's exposed and having to, you know,
the
it's
smoke.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of maintenance that goes into hair, period. Like knowing what your hair needs, no matter if it's silky bone straight or the tightest coils, like you have to figure that out. And I think, like for me right now, I'm excited because I'm like, I've never been here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to do things differently. I went and bought a pick the other day. I've never picked my hair.
Yeah.
Girl, I was so excited. It's purple.
Yes.
I'm like, come on.
Purple pig.
Purple pig. And, just going on the journey, it's nice to be able to feel free and excited to take the journey rather than feeling like it's something that I've got to hide or something I need to be ashamed of or something that's going to be
Difficult. It's not gonna be hard. It's not. It's not. You just completely distracted me. I have no idea.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Baby talk, Aura. Oh my God! Please watch us on YouTube. Tune in
She
right
did make
now.
you just baby talk.
Oh my God! Her face, her eyes,
Her whole being.
her whole being. We
She
love
is
her.
Aura.
She's here. And I'm excited for her journey too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what her texture is going to be. I just know that I'm going to be there ready.
She's got the best person in the world to help take care of her. She's
Do you
gonna
get
be
what I'm
just
saying?
fine.
We're going to go to the hair store and you can pick out your barrettes. Like, my baby's going to have a barrette box and I'm excited.
Can
and
we keep it in one of the blue tins?
Yes,
with
we
the
can keep it
cookies?
one of the blue tins with the cookies because that's culture.
That's
Go in there and give me that
culture.
bin. Go and give me that bin.
Or the country crock.
Go and give me that. Go
Oh,
get
come
that
on.
tub over there with the barrettes in it.
And then you got your grease. We gonna grease your scalp.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
It's such a part of our identities, especially as girls and boys and non-binaries, of course.
Yes.
But as a human, like your hair, if you have a special relationship with your hair, it definitely falls in line with your self-esteem, how you care for yourself. Like, you learn that as a young person.
Yeah.
And
You learn it at whatever point you get. Like, it's like this. It's symbolic of freedom. It's like I said, just having that agency. I remember, and Chris won't mind me bringing this up, but when I met him, I mean, Chris was 35 when we met, and his beard, I don't know if y'all remember, but it was always like jet black.
yes, I do remember that.
But like me, and like a lot of people, for whatever reason, be it, heredity or just whatever's going on, he grayed early. You know what I'm saying? These grades been trying to pop out since my mid-20s.
Charlotte's
So
right here. She is.
we not gonna.
stubborn.
I'm embracing them. It's whatever. I have a hair appointment next week, so we might be teal. We don't know.
Oh,
But I'm
I
so
would-
excited
I
because
would
I've never
be-
been able to do that before. You can't dye no locks and hope them
Oh
hoes
my
stay in.
God. Where are we going?
I
Where are we
don't
going?
know.
Where are we going?
I don't know.
Teal would be
But
cute.
I'm so excited.
And you can what I love, I gotta say
do
this,
an ombre.
with short hair,
Oh my God! Come on.
bitch, if we messed up, you can always just cut it. That's the best part.
Because with the locks, it was a commitment. It's like, bitch, if we're gonna do this, we have to do it.
Yes.
Now it's
That's a
just
lot to
like
do.
we can get rid of it. It's fine. But the whole point that I was trying to make with Chris was his beard was jet black. He grayed early. He was dyeing it. So this is something that even black and brown men experience. Because of the stigma behind white or gray hair. Because it's like it happens to anybody. All of us can deal with it. Some people get old and their hair never changes. It doesn't even matter. It's not a signifier of age.
Yeah.
But he was self-conscious about it. So he was, just for men, whatever, doing that shit. And then one day he was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. What are these chemicals that I'm putting on my face? Who am I doing this for? And he let it go and he just let it be free. And now it's just white and glorious and just, it's still black up underneath, y'all. That's the funny thing.
Chris
It's not
got
even
a top
all-
tier beard.
Okay, beard gang. Oh my God.
Like,
do not touch it. I will chop your fucking hands
He's
off.
like, if it was a thing, he's at the top up there.
is.
Like, he's one of the,
I love you, baby. Your beard is amazing.
that boy, his beard, your beard's something fierce.
Beard gang.
We love it.
10.
And I think that's beautiful, like, that he embraced
Just that embracing.
And I mean, even Rob was like, listen, if I lose my hair, I'm going bald, and that's fine. I'm gonna be beautiful.
He can
either
rock
way.
it. He can rock it. Oh my God.
He's so
I almost
rich.
can't wait.
I know, and but I love that about him and him feeling like the freedom to be. Yeah, I'm talking about your daddy, girl. Ooh. We're just like, vomit.
There it is. There it is.
Good job.
Ooh,
And y'all
ooh,
got to
ooh.
see baby's vomit. That's great.
Spit up.
It's fine. It's part of life.
Make your hair stronger.
But I do love the fact that now it feels more than ever such a freeing place to be when it comes to your hair.
Yeah.
Even like, you know, and I can imagine like maybe eventually we'll get into this in later episodes, but even like down to the acceptance of tattoos and acceptance of just expression.
All the things that existed on the fringe of society that became cool and then became okay and then became exploited.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't always a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
There's so many ways that conversation can go, but I'm with you on that. I love it. I'm happy for the fact that there are going to be little girls growing up in a world that don't have to experience what we went through.
God,
Yeah.
You know, like Aura's never gonna have to feel that way. I mean, people gonna try it because there's always gonna be niggas is always gonna nig.
Yep.
And niggas talks about black and white and otherwise. Niggas can be any complexion.
Yep. There's no race on that.
But you know, she's gonna have such a good, strong foundation and confidence and agency over that it's not really gonna matter.
Yeah, I was, you know what, and I was telling that to like her older sister because you know Olivia is a beautiful brown like black girl, and she tells me all the time like, Cheesy, when my hair gets long, and she has locks now, and she's always, you know, talked about her length and like if it's long enough and if it's this and that, and I would tell her like, your hair is beautiful, like, and I was like, your locks are beautiful, and having to make sure that she knows that her texture, that her style, I was like, your hair has always been beautiful. She'd be like, you know, when it's like this, it's like, I like it like this because when it's like this, it's long, you know, and I would tell her
already like being ingrained in her.
Yeah, that
she's what, 7?
8.
She's 8.
And like having short hair is like this, but having long hair equates this. Or she would say all the time that she wished her hair was like mine, and I'd be like, girl, no. I say your hair.
I remember having those thoughts. I was like, oh, if it could just, why can't it just grow out of my scalp like Becky with the good hair?
And it's important for her to look at me and wish that, for me to affirm that. Yeah. Like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, ma'am, because your locks are amazing. Like she's got, and even before her locks, she just had she had strong, thick hair. It was gorgeous. And I'm like, and she used to have braids and all kind. I was like, girl, don't do that. I said, beauty, your hair is beautiful, like period. And coming from me, like I have to make sure, because like you said, the world is going to try it with her. Somebody going to try it with her on the playground and say something, you know what I'm saying? Because especially when you take on, she's trying to get on a podcast, y'all. Especially when you take on a style like locks, you know, people always have something to say about that. So
the stereotype that goes with it.
Yeah. So I'm just very proud to be able to tell that to her, and I'm gonna be able to tell it to her too, because she might want locks like her dad or her sister,
or she might want to be bald-headed.
She
She can do whatever you like.
She could do whatever. Look, G has said she'll ball out on you. What's up?
We could be bald together, honey.
Yes.
Let's do it.
We could do it.
I love it. At the end of the day, I think our relationship with our hair is very personal, and even though we didn't really get to get in the meat and potatoes,
I think we'll probably have to do a follow-up, because once we started talking about it, I was like, there's so many layers here. There's no way to talk about this in 1, even 2, 3. Like that might have to be a recurring series.
I'm not mad
about hair, because there's a lot to it, and you know, it might seem odd at first to bring up something like hair on a podcast that is essentially about therapy, but talking about trauma,
but it's also therapy.
Like it's so deep rooted.
In doing your hair, I can't even tell you how many times where even like after our day yesterday, to sit and to retwist my hair and listening to a reading, like the time collecting myself, just re-scalping, combing out my hair, retwisting up the thing.
It's a
even just to take a shower.
Listen, I was just about to say, because y'all, like, and when I had my locks, like I still have. I love you, Marilyn. My loctician. I've had a lot of really great people that have taken care of my hair, but because of the lack of knowledge that I had about my own hair, I never did my own hair. I don't know how to do my own hair. I mean, I know how to like wash, maintain, you know, but when I had my locks, I was like, this is a lot, and I can't, because locks, when they get wet, they get heavy. Yeah. And especially with my hair is a sponge. Yeah. You hear me? She holds all the things. But you were talking about shower, and that made me think of like one of my greatest delights right now. One of the things that I love the most about how my hair is and this haircut is, first of all, I don't have to have a shower cap. Do you understand the shower cap game? Listen, my locks were so long that I had to tie my hair up and then use 3 extra large shower caps to make sure that them hoes got covered in the shower, because I didn't want them to get wet, because then that was going to be a whole other thing. I didn't know. Right? Now I don't need a shower cap. I get in the shower and just letting the water touch my scalp every day.
Wow, that's a whole new
You should
experience.
get you some rosemary mint shampoo.
Yes,
and,
the fuck
let
I
that
should.
thing tingle.
Oh my, oh my
I
God.
promise your scalp will tingle and you will.
Come on.
Are you okay in there? Yes.
Having a moment. But it's so great to be able to just go through that and discover it myself and learn. You know what I'm saying? Like I should not, and granted, I'm not chi. You know, I have no interest in dedicating my life to bundles and doing all that. I'm not going to do it myself because I'm a lazy bitch. I just want to go to a professional. I have money. I'll pay you. You do it. But being able to understand.
I'm excited for you though. Because
my hair.
like you said,
I've never done this.
Done it.
I've never done this.
And now you get to explore what and
you get to witness like what will work.
Yeah.
And there are people out there that would be like, but you had all the hair in the world. And it's like, so?
Yeah.
That got boring. Next.
Guess what? I still have it. It's in a bag. Y'all want to see it?
But it's like now you get to try a whole bunch of new shit. And that's what I love. Like, even for me, my hair being short now, like, bitch, this shit fits under a cap so easy. And I'm like, I had a straight lace wig that I had, you know, and I forgot I had it. And I threw it on and it fit better because I had less hair. And I was just like, bitch, okay. Like, I got even more excited because it brought new life because when I used to have like long hair and trying to fit it underneath the wig, it was a little different and having to braid it down first. Now I can just like boop, boop. And I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. But I like, you know, you get, we need to do a tour of the hair store. I would love. I'm sorry, you want to talk? I'm sorry, baby. I thought you wanted that.
Come on.
But
got something to say? Come on. Now's the moment.
she's smiling though.
No?
You hear her breaths. Y'all hear them breaths. Them baby breaths.
Yes, baby.
But yeah.
I just had like a flashback back in the day when we had done like shows like at Boleros, and I used to get so mad when Kaven be like, y'all gotta straighten your hair, and I used to get so mad because I'd be like, now Kaven,
you know my hair gonna fluff
now
up,
you know
right?
by the time I get done with this 5, 6, 7, 8, they gonna curl right back up, right? Like
I feel like now my hair has been natural for so long that when I straighten it, it don't even last. Like when I came in here with that bob, it was because I had to just come from the house to the car.
It
to
was
here.
cute though.
But
That shit was
But let me go outside.
humidity.
especially in Florida.
That happened.
Shrinkage.
That happened. We did a photo shoot outside, and that whole went to a wide triangle. By the time we was done, I was like, "What happened to the cute curl? It was cute
fucking
curl."
isosceles. Why?
And it turned into an isosceles triangle. I was like, "Okay."
I will say this: when I straighten my hair and I dance, it gives me like what was Cheese hair. I would feel like, I have to straighten the waves. I'll be rocking that out for a little bit. Let me just straighten this little piece.
Get you some body in
like
there.
a little straight.
I don't have the desire for straight hair anymore like I used to. It was cute, but now I can just buy it. And I can buy it in any color. So
I would be curious to have a wig made because you know, there was a point in my life between, like, because there was a period after I got home from Miami, home from school, between me and deciding what the fuck I was going to do with my hair. I was wearing wigs, but I was just going into the hair store and getting a little shake and go. You know, I didn't know. I had the Oprah. That shit was, them curls popping. But I would love to, like, you know, it's not something that I want to commit to because I'm team natural. I love my natural hair and I want to love on her and take care of her and just see what she's going to do. I'm so excited.
Me too.
I'm so excited. But there's a part of me that's like, maybe I could get something. Because that's never been an option before. Because before the locks, I was in a mind frame that
we should go and
just
try wigs on.
I'll let you do it.
I know how to make
See how excited we get? We've taken agency over our hair. We've owned it. Y'all cannot police us anymore. You can't tell us what the fuck to do. No. We're doing what we want. We don't care if you like it. And we know that you love it and you wish. You could never. And it's fine.
That's all right.
Says Aura.
If there's anyone out there that's like, that could really resonate, please feel free to like share with TNT Projects. or seconded, because it's like again, we're having this conversation because these are conversations that do take place, but it gets talked about, but we're bringing it to attention for a reason.
And we talk about it amongst ourselves, which is all well and good, but it's like for further understanding, those of you that, are not of the same persuasion or don't understand or have possibly even committed some of the faux pas unknowingly. Learn from this, and questions are okay. Just approach with reverence.
I think we should
approach with respect.
We should do this as a series. Anything else, baby? No? Okay, we're done. I thought she was gonna say something, but
she did look like she had something else on her mind.
Yeah, but I will say I think we should make this into a series.
I think so.
There's so much more.
Let's do part 1. Maybe we can invite a guest.
Ooh, I love that
because we haven't done a guest thing in a while. It's been a minute, so we'll see. We'll see if y'all are interested in coming on the show and talking about hair. Let us know.
I'm trying to think of anybody I know. I think we'll talk about it. Anyways,
we'll see.
I love it.
We'll see how it works. I think that feels like it's time for a break. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna take a quick break. Listen to the MPN messages. You already know the drill. We'll be right back to pull the cards and wrap this shit up. Aura. She hasn't quite figured it out yet. She's like, she's got the phone. The phone she understands.
Yeah.
Not the mic yet.
Not the mic yet.
We'll be back.
What's the word, everyone? It's Mr. Al Pete. We recently released a new podcast called the MPN Network Podcast. We have a pool of podcast shows on the network, but the company doesn't even have one. So this show will be aboard for news, lifestyle, and other things pertaining to the MPN brand. So you might catch an interview or two, you might catch us on site at an important event, or you might just catch us talking about tacos and tater tots. Regardless, though, make sure you subscribe to the show on our SoundCloud page, as well as on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. Build it but become it, y'all, to the top.
And whenever we're ready.
Are we back? Yeah.
That sounds like we're back.
We're back, y'all. It's time for the card reading. Remember to follow along at CRAFTYHOECO,
yes.
Crafty Hoko. That is Cheese Divination and Magical page where we post all of the card readings from the show.
We're gonna bring it back.
We'll be sharing them in the stories. Usual. Bless you, my goodness. But yeah, I'm on baby duty, so I don't have to do this. I don't have to pay attention anymore. So go ahead, read the cards, girl. Read us for Phil.
I think this is exciting because we used Jihan's I Ching deck, and it's you choose 2 cards and it has this whole thing. But let's get to it. I love it because of what's it entailing. So the first one we'll move over this way. We're gonna go because I believe in numerology, of course. So we're gonna go from 16 to 62. But I do love that this one is about enthusiasm. And it says, this sign advises you to move like a stream, always seeking the simplest course and adapting to the most diverse of conditions. Endeavor to act in tune with cosmic harmony in your own inner nature. There are fixed laws in your personal surroundings by which you have to live. These are the preconditions for bringing about loyalty and willing cooperation. But new ideas come to fruition if people are enthusiastic about them. This is always the case if the common aim occurs with the fundamental human needs and the governing climate is one of cooperation and trust. Every one of them will profit from it. You will continue to develop on the individual level through a harmony of mind, body, and spirit. Rely on your own inner voice. And I love that because when we're talking about hair and our identity and trusting that voice, that inner voice, and that in your inner nature, what you want to do naturally, and understanding that there is a precondition as to what society places upon us, but us trusting our inner selves, we make the world better for that. And I just love the energy of that card. And then moving into 62, which is the predominance of the small. And it says, this sign brings to mind the fact that the small and apparently unimportant things are often decisive. The drop which brings the cup to overflow is a tiny one. But one generating tremendous effect. So sharpen your eye for detail. You will then understand better the superordinate context as well. Learn to read what is written between the lines of life. It is not enough to merely bear in mind the great and significant things. Incidentally, your chances of achieving a great success are minimal at present. So quite consciously pay attention to the finer details. For instance, look closely at everything to do with relationships, which you consider to be self-evident. Nor is there any reason to hide your light under a bushel. Dignity lies in the simplicity of the noble, says the Chinese proverb. And I love that because for me personally, when it comes to hair and like makeup, y'all know me and my, thing about that. I love it because that's what it's about. It's about paying attention to the fine details, the small things. To me, when I take the time to learn about the details of myself, the way my eyes are, the way that this, my cheekbones that, my hair this, like the way it cuts, does this look cute on me? Those kind of things, it unleashes a type of care that is so intimate and that makes me feel empowered, and it makes me feel, even more of myself. So when I step out with those things intact, intentionally, I just walk out feeling like the baddest bitch in the world. So I think what is great about this card, both of these cards, is that they're representing, you to feel good about who you are, to be enthusiastic about your inner nature, and to also don't be afraid to pay attention to that. Like sometimes the big things, like, when you think about, with motherhood, it's like, I look like a mess, but as long as she's, like that. Or, I'm working so hard, I don't have time to care about how I look because it's like how we are to throw ourselves away, because we have to pay attention to something bigger at hand when there's nothing bigger than, our presence and our, and I don't mean that in an egotistical way. I'm just meaning that in a human experience way. Even if the society was different and we weren't based on capitalism and it was just straight, on some tribe shit or village shit, we would still have our hair, we would still have our face, like we would adorn ourselves. We would take care of ourselves. We would present ourselves in whatever way we felt most confident, most beautiful, most powerful, whatever. It's like over time that's proven itself. Even, like back then in the, 1700s or whatever, like they didn't have this shit we had now, but there were still standards for adornment and how you do your hair, like, and then, back with Black women and hair and, when Madam C.J. Walker introduced this and what that did, and then like the introduction of like wearing the afro and like there's different times of life, or over time, there's always been a standard of, but we gotta look. Right. This is the look. This is the vibe. Yeah. So by nature, it is in us to bring out our inner beauty or our inner nature. It is in us to naturally do that. Yeah. And it's basically saying to get excited about it, and understand that the precondition. Do we agree? Do we agree? Oh, babies. We agree. Oh, we agree. Yeah, so get excited about your inner nature. Somebody is trying to be loud and turn mommy off today, and that's fine. She said, "Mommy's time to go." We fine, but yeah, like get excited about your inner nature. Get excited about the finite details, and don't be afraid to change them. Because you want to. You don't need an explanation or to say to the next person why you had to do this, or why you want to wear your hair like this, or why you want to do that. Right. Gian is no longer in this podcast. She is in the auntie bubble. I'm so excited to watch and to listen to this video because my baby's all up and through this. She's all up and through it. I love it. For real. She's here. She's. You'll see more of her for sure, y'all. But I think this concludes. Yeah, I think episode 6.
I don't have anything to add. Yeah. I don't have a final thought. Mind your business. That's my final thought. Mind your business. Don't touch people's hair. Yeah. Do not roll upon anybody with your grubby fucking hands and put that in anybody's crown or beard or braids or dreads. Also, locks are not braids.
They're not braids.
Stop it.
They're not braids.
Stop it.
Locks are not braids.
Learn.
please.
Learn
it's
the terminology.
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, and it's embarrassing for you. You sound stupid.
You sound stupid.
So that's my final.
I definitely think this is going to be a part 1. We have to uncover more about this. I love it how it's tied into us as people. I'm going to say not as women, because men and women.
Yeah.
And I would love for us to dive into that as we continue. So, thank y'all for tuning in this week. Please catch us on the next episode and also on all our socials, TNT Pod Jax on Instagram and on Twitter. You can find us Therapy, Not Therapy on Facebook. You can find my baby in my arms because she's so stinking cute and she's smiling at me like, Mommy, are we ready to go home? Because I want to see Dad. And that's fun. We're going to do that. So we will see y'all next week. Y'all have an amazing day, evening, whatever you're doing. On that note, we are out. Oh, Mommy.
Therapy Not Therapy is produced and edited by Mr. Alpede on the MPN network, and the intro music is courtesy of Wes Harris. The song's name is Chamomile, and that's tea.
That was good. That's tea.